case that we will read and mentor is a telepathy case of a young man from Santa Catarina, Brazil. This is the report. I've been spotting UFOs in the sky for some time now, more precisely for about 6 years. The first one I saw was on a night when I was lying in a hammock playing guitar, very calm and relaxed. It was the brightness of the stars next to the moon that was a little bluish and lighter that caught my attention. When I saw it was a triangular shaped UFO, almost hovering, passing very slowly over the house, and I was a little nervous, but I thought I should take a picture, and at the same moment the UFO disappeared. The lights were off, but I saw it very well. It was very slow, and I could see its shape against the light of the sky. It disappeared as soon as I thought about taking a picture. It seemed like they read my thoughts. I reflect about it a lot and realized that they could somehow manage to do it. So I believe that they read my thoughts. And I started to research about spirituality and extraterrestrial telepathy. So let's analyze. What he reports is that the UFO arrived, and then as soon as he thought about taking a picture, the UFO disappeared. The UFO lights were off. It was a triangular UFO. So did they read his thoughts or not? Yes, they read your thoughts. In fact, you have chips on your body that allow this to happen. That's why on the same time you thought about photographing, the UFO left. Let's continue. One of these nights, I got really angry and I went to sleep frustrated, but I couldn't sleep. And around 3:30 a.m., I saw a very strong light in the sky closer to the horizon, and I asked myself, is it them? Then an object in the sky lit up right after, implying that they answered yes. It was a very bright orange light, and I realized that it was an extraterrestrial UFO, and I got weak on the knees. I ended up getting emotionally involved in the event, and I knew they were beings of light and that I could ask them some personal questions. And he ended up making a few questions, and the entities answered through signs. They answered about 3 personal questions and then turned the orange light and started to move away. So let's analyze. What happened? Why did they leave? Why are these contacts always brief? As we explained in the previous live stream, we lived in a Pisces era where didn't exist the fourth period, the famous supine time, who mediated these contacts between extraterrestrial and humans from an intermediary magnetic world that always worked as a monitor on Earth. It is who come to contact humans like this one to share knowledge, to share telepathy, things like that. They were interrupted by the magnetic field. Why? Because this magnetic field comes and cut the communication, and ETs have to immediately leave. If they stay here longer, the magnetic world would interfere, sometimes even causing an accident, forcing aliens to stay here, not able to go back. That's why they make contact, share their knowledge, and leave. Who are the abductees? They are incarnation of extraterrestrial beings in human form that ended up reincarnated here on Earth, born as humans, because the magnetic field captured their spirits. So ETs come to make contact with them, and this contact is interrupted by the magnetism. Aquantano's main mission is to deal with extraterrestrial beings that got stuck here to return to their place of origin after they incarnate here and live a normal life. We don't want them having a life of multiple reincarnations stuck on this planet. This is Aquantano's foundation explained on a very simple way. Let's continue. I looked out the window and saw the time on a microwave clock and wrote it down so I could write the report on a paper and keep that moment for the rest of my life. And it was 3:51. I also have the habit of getting the Bible on important moments of my life, close my eyes, and make a prayer asking for guidance. On this day, I went back to the house, reached out the Bible, and opened on a random page that I haven't read before, Maccabees, Book 2. And what caught my attention was that I read verse 3 of chapter 15, the reverse time of the contact, verse 3 and 51. That it says, "Then the most ungracious wretch," he put in parentheses, me, demanded were a mighty one in heaven, answering him the UFO lit up, that had commanded the Sabbath day to be kept. Detail: this event happened on a Saturday night, so I began to cry, got down on my knees in appreciation. And then he reports that I got sick because there was no one to confide about it. I have a strong impression that I've been watched, even in my thoughts. We already answered that. Yes, you have link with these beings. Continuing. Since then, when I leave the house at night or dawn, I start thinking about them. And suddenly I see some flashes of light in the sky, which indicates that they are around when I call them. Yes, you are monitored. I've been dreaming of UFOs and abductions for some time now. And that makes me happy, but at the same time restless, in a sense of having no explanations, no answers. I would like to know if there's anything I can do to strengthen ties with these beings. Well, what you need to do to strengthen ties with these beings is to develop your extrasensory perception, which we have courses at Alcontario to teach you how to tune in your energy with them and seek alignment, because they have everything to do with your self foundation. In fact, you are one of them in human form.